groovy.
So glad to have you back, horror hounds. If you're new to the channel, give that subscribe button below a gentle tap so you don't miss out on all the fun. And a big shout out to all my subscribers out there. Thanks guys for making this channel what it is. The poll last week was a close one, but as you can see here, Intruder was the winner. Filmed on a budget of $130,000 and shot in just 2 weeks, Intruder, originally titled Night Crew, was written and directed by Scott Spiegel, who is longtime friends with Sam Raimi, his brother Ted Raimi, and Bruce Campbell, who all happen to be in this film. Scott, Sam, and Ted all grew up together in Bloomfield, Michigan. Oh, and by the way, if you have no idea who these guys are, then I'll just have to take your horror movie fan club card right now. Scott wanted to make a film based on his experiences working at a real Walnut Lake market in Michigan where he grew up. The special effects for this film were done by K&B FX, where nearly all of their effects were removed in the VHS version due to all the gore. That's why I use uncut versions for my videos. Nothing chaps my ass more than censorship. Alright folks, let's get right in and see what this film is all about. And remember, stick around after the breakdown and I'll cover more fun facts on the film. This film gets right to the point. 11 seconds in and we have our title card, where we are then whisked away to a grocery store.
Good evening, Walnut Lake shoppers. The store will be closed in 15 minutes.
Next we meet Jen Ross, played by the lovely Liz Kern. Check out that 80s hair. And Linda, played by the also lovely Renee Estevez, sister to Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen.
I heard they broke up.
A patron gets annoyed.
Am I interrupting something?
You need to get your plant here.
Oh, well, of course.
Okay.
Thank you.
Always double bag your groceries, folks.
I don't even... Excuse me. Hold hands, you lovebirds.
Outside, while Jen gathers carts, we see a creeper stalking her. That looks a bit like Corey Feldman. And he's gone. Back inside the store, the day winds down, and this guy, I assume, is in desperate need of toilet paper. Right before the doors close. I've done this before.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Jesus, he moves quick.
Craig?
How come you haven't returned my calls?
Why haven't you returned his calls?
I haven't checked my answering machine in 2 days.
Lame excuse. I get the feeling this guy is a creeper. Jen says this is not the time to talk about this, naturally blowing him off.
When is a good time, Jennifer? Hi.
Whoa, Craig. Someone needs to breathe deeply.
Is there a problem, Jen?
Look, fuck off.
Craig is clearly an asshole.
What the hell's your problem, man?
Things escalate quickly and Bill, the store manager, steps in. Bill takes a swing at Craig and Craig back at Bill. Well, this movie just suddenly got interesting. The store owner shows up and Craig runs off. The store owner tells the rest to be on the lookout for a crazy guy now hiding somewhere in the store. Everyone now is on high alert. This store really needs some drywall work. Bill peers through a window that overlooks the store from above, something that was common in smaller grocery stores to prevent theft and keep an eye on employees.
Scared the shit out of me.
That makes two of us. More jump scares. Bub says he thinks Craig is hiding in the attic of the building. Yeah, this grocery store has an attic.
Up there where I caught you guys smoking that wacky tobacco?
Bub and Bill head up into the attic. Meanwhile, Jen calls the police to report Craig, while Craig is right behind her. Craig puts a stop to that phone call. Craig tries to put moves on Jen. Then the crew shows up. Craig gets shown the exit and is locked outside. Danny, the store owner, tells the group the store is going out of business. Everyone will lose their jobs at the first of the month, and they'll have to stay overnight to clearance everything in the store. First a nut job running around the store, then a layoff announcement. What a shitty place to work. Bill isn't taking the news very well himself as the co-owner of the store.
I own 49% of this place. He owns 51. That about says it all.
Randy tells Joe what the store owner had to say earlier.
Lost your job, Joe.
Joe's oblivious. Jen gets a call from her ex-boyfriend Craig, who's standing right outside. Jen explains to Linda how Craig was previously in prison for accidentally killing someone in a fight. How do you accidentally kill someone in a fight exactly? Damn it, Sting! What are you doing in this film? Linda answers the store phone. Jen finds a note. Only 89 cents, huh? That's a bargain. Linda starts marking down the bread. Who doesn't like the smell of fresh bread? Bill wants to make a display of baked beans and pineapple.
I think I'll call her my Fart Blossom Special.
That ought to go over very well. Later, while everyone is taking a break, the cops show up.
No, that's not my card. That's my card.
Turns out, though, that they're actually clueless. Linda heads out to her car to leave, and this happens. Back in the manager's office, Danny tells Bill to sign an agreement to release his half of ownership so they can complete the sale of the store. He looks thrilled. Jen can't get her nose to stop bleeding. Bill goes to investigate a noise he heard in the back room, then heads outside, where he finds Craig.
Bitch.
And gets knocked out. The prices are falling faster than the bodies are so far. Time for a cold one. Might as well, you're losing your job anyway, right? Back in the office, Danny meets the killer. And the killer spots his next victim, Jen. Jen has her own problems, though.
My nose won't stop bleeding. Craig was staring at me in the window, and Teddy called, and Linda's not back yet.
Jen makes out with this other dude. This guy does a rather sloppy job of stocking the shelves. We see someone's eyeball in an olive jar. Joe cuts up some carrots and gets an extremely well-placed sharp knife through the back of the head. That is an understatement. We learn how to improperly open a box.
Shit.
Well, maybe if you hadn't cut so deep.
Hate when that happens.
While investigating a noise, Tim gets stabbed. This is that generic beer I was talking about in my Mutilator video. Hey, at least they use name brand beer here. Normally it's generic cans. Bub finds Tim, propped up dead, but thinks he's really alive. Kinda looks that way, doesn't it? Bub gets grabbed by the killer and has his head shoved into the cardboard baling machine. Back in the meat cooler, Randy is taking inventory, where he runs into the killer too. Folks are dropping like flies now. While Randy hangs out, someone feeds the lobsters. Is that a Casio wristwatch? I used to have one of those. Dave heads to the restroom and finds a pair of shoes with feet still in them. He thinks the others are playing a joke using pig's feet from the meat cooler. We know better than that, though. Dave looks around to find everyone as he's convinced they're playing a joke on him. Apparently, Danny wasn't dead. Craig is back in the store. Dave takes the fast way down, leaving Danny alone to help Jen. The killer knocks David down and takes a swipe at him with a meat cleaver. David then gets killed. I'm going to get kicked off of YouTube for sure. Sting shows back up again. Jen realizes she's alone and heads back to the meat cooler to look for the others, where she finds Randy. Then the killer, and hides. Jen arms herself with a meat hook. Don't turn around, Jen. Jen decides to haul ass out of there, where the killer is hot on her trail. Jen manages to hook the killer in the hand and escape. She makes it to Danny and Bill's office, where she turns and falls down a delivery chute and finds Tim, then Bub, then Joe, and David. Some folks arrive at the last minute to do some grocery shopping. Oh, just missed him. Craig pops up and gets a meat hook in the neck. I think he's dead, Jen. Bill shows up. Guess he finally woke up from being knocked unconscious outside before all this happened. Bill assures Jen she'll be all right. Craig's awake now. Wait, after a meat hook to the neck? No way. Bill calls the police. Jen sees blood on her hands and shirt and figures out who the killer really was. Bill goes after Jen, where she's captured and asks the burning question on everyone's mind.
But why?
For the store.
That's some dedication.
I guess I just got a little carried away.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm just crazy about this store.
Amongst other things. Jen manages to club him with a club soda and hides behind a popcorn display. Bill finds her. Jen manages to escape. Jen, now armed with a knife, never mind, hits Bill again, this time with wheat germ. While catching her breath at the front door, the bread man shows up to deliver bread. Jesus, even the bread man doesn't catch a break in this film. By the way, the bread man is played by Scott Spiegel, writer and director of this film. How did Bill get out there so fast anyways? Danny manages to make it downstairs where Jen finds him. Damn, he got me. Things are off the rails at this point. Bill stops Jen's knife with his bare hands. Impressive. Craig grabs Jen and explains he was knocked out by Bill, but he saw Bill kill Linda from earlier in the parking lot and has been trying this whole time to save her. But his plan isn't working, for obvious reasons. Jen escapes through a window and makes it to her Jeep, where she finds Linda, and gets immediately grabbed by Bill, who is hiding under her Jeep. Damn, he is fast. Bill drags her out from under the Jeep, and Jen buries the knife she grabbed from Linda's corpse deep in Bill's chest.
Where'd you get the knife?
Like I said, from Linda's corpse. If you don't look fast enough, you'll miss it. For some silly reason, the knife hops right out of Bill's chest and into a box next to him. Let's see that again in slow-mo. A third or fourth attempt to call the cops is now made by Jen. I honestly lost track of how many times someone in this movie tried calling the cops. At least they did try. Bill is still alive. I think we all saw this one coming. Bill flips the phone booth over and tries to grab a narrowly escaping Jen. But then Craig shows back up. Hooked through the neck, beaten with a human head, still manages to help out Jen somehow or another. Craig manages to hack Bill with the cleaver until he stops moving. Bruce Campbell shows up to arrest Jen and Craig. Seriously, this is Bruce Campbell. The cops, of course, think Jen and Craig are the killers.
They did it. They killed everybody.
Are you shitting me? Nope. That's it, folks. This film was actually shot in a vacant grocery store in Bell, California, where tons of expired food had to actually be trucked in to fill the shelves to give the appearance of a real working grocery store. Intruder was filmed entirely using short ends, which are partial rolls of unexposed film stock. At one point, Tubby Hooper, famous for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, was originally set to direct this film. Emil Sitka, pictured here, also known as the fourth stooge in the Three Stooges shorts, says this line.
Hold hands, you lovebirds.
He says the same exact line in the Three Stooges short Brideless Groom, where it is also engraved on his tombstone. Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi, and Ted Raimi were all falsely promoted by Paramount as stars of the film, but their names featured prominently on the artwork. However, they only had small roles in the film. This was likely done by Paramount to boost the film, as they didn't think it would sell very well. The Paramount VHS cover goes so far, though, to reveal the identity of the killer. Talk about a major spoiler alert. This film was very entertaining. Pacing was good, lighting was great, acting was campy, and plenty of funny lines were delivered. A solid horror film for myself and one of my personal favorites, so I have to give this the coveted 5-skull rating. This film knocks it out of the park for showcasing what a low-budget horror film can do with the right team behind the wheel. Stay posted to the community page for this channel to see weekly polls where you decide what we talk about next. And as always, horror hounds, thanks for joining me. Until next time.